Up next, the Heat taking on the Knicks. For the Heat, welcome everyone. Let's get ready for some Coach. Dan, what's something you try to establish at this stage?
I think there's two things, Kevin. First, we're trying to build our habits the right way, everything. From the way we practice, to the way we prepare for games, to the way we warm up, all of it. And then second of all, we're trying to figure out our rotation. Who's going to start, who's going to come off the bench, which groups work well together. It's an ongoing process.
A lot of moving parts, you're right. So the opening lineup for the Heat, we've got Hero. Jaime Jaquez is out there with Bam Adebayo. Then it's Andrew Wiggins, and it's Ware in at the 5 down low. Hart with the screen for Bridges. That one's in, his first shot this game.
Nimble inside play by Bridges, working his way to a close-range shot.
Screen by Wiggins. Hero kicks to Wiggins. Hits the three-point bomb. Wiggins has got 5.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look from that.
Bridges shot. Good.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
Yeah, well, his offensive contributions are going to be very important in this game. So it's good they've already got him in a rhythm.
Adebayo passes to Wiggins. Hero with the screen on right. Wiggins drives in. And Wiggins throws it down hard.
And what a powerful player Wiggins can be. Dunks like this remind you of that elite level athleticism.
And talking about the Knicks, GA, do you feel they took a step forward last season?
I do. I mean, losing in 7 in the conference semis with all the injuries they had, that really kind of set them back. They ended that game 7 with the Pacers missing 4 of their starting 5. So, no doubt, expectations will be high.
Well, a sharp start for them. 3 of 4 from the field.
Hero kicks to Wiggins. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far.
How about the slam from Wiggins, showing off some of that athleticism there.
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, I did have a chance to catch up with Tom Thibodeau. They were raving about an opposing player, in this case, Andrew Wiggins. Coach said, I have tons of respect for Wiggins. 100% effort on both ends. Andrew can beat you scoring it, but he can also be a shutdown defender. High praise for Wiggins, the former first overall pick. Kevin?
Thanks so much, David. Plenty of daylight on that shot.
Adebayo being aggressive there, quick release on the catch and shoot.
1:51 left in the first quarter. Towns sets the pick for Anunoby. Outside, Towns. Shot clock at 5. Here's Wright, driving to the basket. And finished off by Wright.
I tell you what, you better watch out, fellas. He is on fire here today.
Hero against Bridges. Hero kicks to Adebayo. And And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to go on Josh Hart.
Well, Bam is so crafty inside. You never know when he's going up, and it leads to a foul.
Stand from 15 feet in. Not many players more dangerous in this NBA than Bam Adebayo.
No, there's not, Kevin. He's got the total package when he gets in the mid-range area on down. He can shoot the mid-range jumper above the rim to finish. He can score with his back to the basket, and he's an outstanding passer.
We haven't even mentioned his defense, right? Because his defense is off the charts.
Always an all-defense consideration.
Wiggins. Oh, yes, he did. 5 up and 5 down for him so far.
Well, when you have a guy scoring like he is, you redraw every play to be about getting him the ball.
Bridges shot. Good.
And from long range, Bridges getting more and more comfortable taking and making his share of threes.
Bridges against Hero. Pass to Ware. Adebayo with the ball. Rebounded by Hart. It's right on the wing. Jaquez defending. Anunoby outside. On the top of the key. Doesn't go for him. He gets it up. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Heat lead by 5. And the... And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Heat.
Well, they're in a great flow. The ball's moving. All those assisted buckets means the offense is running well.
And something else that I liked is how they attack the paint, finding ways to get inside and capitalize time and time again.
They've got OG Anunoby. Hart is out there with Towns. Then it's Mikal Bridges. And it's right in at the 2 spot. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks. So, Stan, you can talk about this. We always hear about Heat culture, the Miami franchise, from top to bottom. Everybody is all in and focused in one direction, aren't they?
Yeah, Kevin, I think that is the greatest strength the Heat have had as an organization is they are all on the same page. And I think they've done it in large part is they have great continuity. If you just look up and down their staff, guys have been there forever. And that allows them to have a very consistent culture.
And teams have tried to copy that, and it's been very hard, hasn't it?
Well, it's been hard because the part they leave out is the consistency part. You can't build that kind of culture when you're making changes with your coaching staff and your front office every 2 to 3 years.
And he's good on the second. One of the best 3 and D wings in the league. Well, let's start with OG Anunoby, who excels from the corner.
And Kevin, about 45% on quarter threes the last couple of seasons. So OG can space that floor horizontally. That's in addition to his elite defensive ability.
And at this point, Tyler Hero's used to hearing his name in just about every trade rumor that comes along, Stan. I would assume that's got to be a little disconcerting for a player.
It probably is, Kevin, but give him a lot of credit. It never seems to bother him, at least in terms of affecting his play on the floor. He still puts up big numbers. He plays with great confidence. Tyler Hero's an outstanding offensive player.
Towns, the pass to Bridges. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
Miami ball.
Chance now to take a look at some of the steal numbers over the scope of the last few months for Davion Mitchell.
Defensively, he's really stepped it up over the past few months. You can see the jump in his steal numbers, and it hasn't been by accident. He's put in a ton of effort at the defensive end, and boy, is it paying off.
Knicks trail by 6. Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, thanks. Bam Adebayo talked about how his mentality has evolved over his career. He said, shoot the ball. I feel like that's been my evolution. It sounds very simple. But I came into this league as a defender. I feel like the progression's been shoot the ball, worry about everything else later. Kevin?
He certainly, DA, is a two-way threat. Pass to Ware. Puts up a three. Oh, drew the foul and almost hit the three-point bucket. But he'll go to the line to shoot three.
Well, when you watch Jaquez, the first thing that jumps out is his footwork. He is so precise with each movement.
Greg, what a great time to be a fan of basketball. Not just in the NBA, but all over the world.
Absolutely, Kevin. The sport just continues to grow, and there's increased value being placed on all-around skill, even in youth basketball. And I think that bodes well for the future of the game.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Well, Greg, the Knicks have certainly brought hope back to the city of New York.
And it's been fun to watch. The fans are rallying behind this team, and it's not just because they're winning. It's the way they're winning. They play with heart and hustle.
Boy, he's got a great stroke from the line. That's not something we can say about all the league's big guys.
I can't believe he missed that three. Regardless, that's not a shot the defense should be given.
Oh, what a feed right there. Towns' vision is really off the charts.
And here's Yoru. He'll bring it up for Miami. Here's the three. Here's Wiggins. It falls for his 7th bucket of the contest. He's 7 for 9.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Bridges against Wiggins. Pass to Hart. There's the three. Here's Anunoby. And again, it's New York.
The second chance points are all about a lack of effort defensively. Those buckets would drive me nuts.
Yoru from long range. A three-pointer is right on target. Yoru's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Well, he's a volume three-point shooter in this league. Yoru can really do damage from that.
Towns a screen on Adebayo. Towns finds Hart. Back to Towns. The tray. It's hauled in by Yoru. The Heat leading by 5. Here's Wiggins. No good that time.
Wow. Missed the easy one right there, right at the rim, but came up empty.
And stolen by Wiggins. Jaquez with the ball. Now right defender. That one good for 2. Adebayo's got 7.
Well, Adebayo usually has the advantage over other bigs when it's time to run.
The kick out to Towns. Right outside. Towns sets the pick for Wright. Back to Towns. All sorts of time. Connects. The jumper drops.
Well, with his mechanics and size, when Towns spots up, it's tough to disrupt his shot.
Here's Adebayo. Rebounded by Hart. Hart's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
And Towns throws it down.
There's no bigger play in a close game than a putback slam.
And that one's got them all hyped up. Wow.
Yes, some guys shrink in big moments, and some rise to the occasion.
And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. It's the Heat up 3. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David. Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
I know we're always impartial, but are either of you guys pulling for a favorite here?
Well, as long as someone wins.
Circling back to our featured game, the Miami Heat find themselves in a pretty even matchup.
Despite being the visitor,
Thank you for being with us.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. You look at Andrew Wiggins in this game, he's been everywhere.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, he's found his spots, been patient with his shot selection, and it's paid off for himself and the team.
Here's who Eric Spoelstra is starting the second half with. Duncan Robinson out there with Rozier. Then there's Kevin Love, and it's Jovic in at the 4 spot. Outside Robinson. And the first shot of the night for him, missing. And they blow the whistle for a foul. He was trying to disrupt the fast break opportunity. And this is his first trip to the line tonight. And Payne, no good on that one. Well, the Miami Heat have always been in contention, Stan, for the East. And you've worked in the organization. Why is that?
Well, look, Kevin, I'll admit to a bit of a bias here, but they have a great coach, maybe the best in the league. He's been there since 2008. That consistency and continuity really helps, and this team expects themselves to win no matter what they go through.
For Rozier to be effective, that's just what he has to do. Keep moving, don't sit back and be passive.
Here's Payne. The 17-footer goes down. Payne's got 4 points in the quarter.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look from them.
And the basket by Rozier.
And making 3 of their first 4 shots in this half is a strong start. Now it's about growing that momentum.
Robinson, a screen on Rozier. Payne dishes to Robinson. Second chance effort, and that's 2 points on the layup. Robinson's got his first points of the night.
And that solid play in the paint continues here, guys.
Outside Rozier. He takes it in. This league, Stan, and you've watched it and coached it for years, has the best players in the entire world. And some guys, though, can kind of be overlooked. Like Terry Rozier, for instance.
Yeah, look, here's a guy who's averaged 28 points a game. He can create offense for other people. He plays hard, was an outstanding defender early in his career. He's an important piece for any team he's on.
And what speed, and Stan, what athleticism.
Yeah, no question about it. This guy's somebody who shouldn't be under the radar.
Payne looking around. Inside, Robinson. And Robinson throws it down hard.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points. And the basket by Rozier. Rozier's got 11 points.
Yeah, this quarter's all about him. He's just dominating at the offensive end.
Now here's Payne. Rozier defending. Payne passes to Achua. The dunk by Achua.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, we all know about what Heat culture means. Bam Adebayo says we share the ball, play together, and we know where the shots are going to come from. We're just blessed to have a team like this. Everybody buys in, everybody competes, and everybody wants to get the job done. Kevin, back to you.
They've got great chemistry. Thanks, David. Robinson misses. Knicks trail by 5. To the paint. And that one is stuffed right through.
And he shows us all what the breakaway rim was invented for.
Can you believe he almost brought the whole thing down by hanging on that long? Robinson, that's good.
Really in a good position thanks to the accuracy from beyond.
1:06 left here in the third quarter. And they come right back with their own three-pointer. Payne's got 7 points for the quarter.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
There's a screen by Achua. Payne passes to Achua. Back to Payne. Here's McBride. Clock at 4. Goes back up. The offensive rebound. Achua kicks it to Tucker. Back to Achua from the arc. And again, New York with the triple. There's 21 seconds left to play in the third. Left side, Rozier. And a misplay.
Well, give credit to the defense for cutting him off. Normally, that'd be easy points for him at the rim.
But you can see their confidence growing. They have reason to believe.
Yeah, they're in this one. They have some momentum on their side, and they just need to keep up the intensity.
Just the kind of play they need in a game this close.
You know, that's the kind of aggression they want from their floor leader.
Well, it's always a big plus when you have a point guard that can attack the rim like that, puts so much pressure on the defense.
A big-time effort for Terry Rozier, providing a lot. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feat.
Well, it's one of the core parts of the game. Reading the defense and creating an easy bucket for your teammate. That is pretty.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. We've got DeLon Wright, Josh Hart out there with Anunoby. Then there's Towns, and it's Bridges in at the point. That's the 5 for New York right now.
And there's one thing that's never been in question about Wiggins, his ability to be a high-volume scorer. And in case you needed a reminder, he's giving you one tonight.
To the middle. Crafty move, and Towns throws it down.
And really, after trailing the entire game, they've got to be feeling good about evening things up.
Yeah, guys, they've shown a ton of character in making this comeback. Now they've got to finish the job.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
Cross contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And the free throw is good, now leading by 1. Hey, Greg, since getting traded in 2023, Mikal Bridges' scoring numbers have exploded.
Yeah, Bridges, the main piece of that deal, sending Kevin Durant to the Suns. Mikal scored 26 a game down the stretch for Brooklyn that year, taking his game to another level.
Pass to Hart. Lets it go from deep. And it's Miami with the rebound. Ware's got his 4th rebound in this one. Kicks it out to Hero. Timeout. And timeout is called by Eric Spoelstra. Clearly, he's got something his players need to hear. And immediately. It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Eric Spoelstra coaching the team during the break. You wouldn't know they were down from what he was talking about. He was positive with the team. He was calm. He said he wanted to keep them focused. It's a pretty good approach, guys. Back to you.
Thanks, David.
Well, Wiggins is totally capable of running up the scoreboard, just has to get his shots.
Bridges against Wiggins. Inside, Towns. Got a piece of it. Outside, Hero. Pass to Jaquez. Wiggins sets a screen for Jaquez. And the powerful one-handed slam.
Well, that's where Jaquez is most effective, when he's attacking off the dribble.
Wiggins against Bridges. And such a nice move to make the basket work.
Oh, a major factor in those 2021 finals. Bridges growing more and more comfortable in the big moment.
Well, they're right to trust Hero in these moments. He's a very reliable scoring option.
Bridges deciding where to go with it. Pass to Hart. And he says, right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
go into the rack with energy. The D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, got to chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
And with the score as close as it is, these are the opportunities you truly can't allow.
Hero, no good.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
And there's the foul to try to stop the break, and that'll be a clear path to the basket. 2 free throws coming up, and they'll retain possession. He drops the first one, and that ties the game up.
Well, the thing about Towns, he's talented and he's flexible. You want him to be your number one option? Great. If you want him to play a supporting role, he's okay with that. So you can put him in any lineup.
Just enough coverage to bother that three-point attempt.
Vital points there from Jaquez, answering the call.
And here's Bridges. He'll bring it up for New York. That's too hard. We've got 1:08 left in the fourth quarter of this one. To the paint. And Anunoby slams it in.
And the native of England, Anunoby doesn't back down from taking the big shot.
Hero passes to Jaquez. Jaquez with the screen on Bridges. Hero kicks to Wiggins. Money!
That is world class.
Yeah, and I can say from experience, his coach just breathed a huge sigh of relief.
With the screen for Bridges. Too hard. It's off. Outside Hero. And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
Yeah, no way that should have taken so long. They don't have that much time to waste. They need to foul immediately.
So the big win by Miami in a tight game. They break the hearts of every fan in the building with a dramatic late victory.
And Kevin, this is the kind of win you have to take a ton of pride in. I mean, they battled with everything they had and came through when the pressure was at its height.
All right, David, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks. So for Stan Van Gundy, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan.
It's that.
Time of the year, everyone. Opening night for these two teams in this new NBA season.
And we've been waiting all summer, BA, to kick this thing off. So much excitement, so much hope, so much possibility. I'm sure both of these teams are going to come out with a lot of jitters and nervous energy, but we're going to settle in. We're going to see the highest level of play right in front of us. It's time for the NBA to get it started.
Looking at the starting five for Boston. The perimeter pairing, it's White and Brown. Tatum is the 4 with Porzingis at center. And it's Holiday in at point guard. Now here's Anunoby. Shoots over Brown. Second shot opportunity. No good. Great D that time from Porzingis. Fires away from way outside. Hart pulls it in.
I don't know what he was thinking. Maybe settling a score with his coach?
So you're saying that he's out there right now protesting in some form or fashion?
I love seeing players connect like this. Brown excels at knowing when to go for alley-oops.
Holiday against Bridges. And that one makes him 2 for 2. He's in his rhythm.
Starting to find his rhythm. He's cooking, and he knows it.
Yeah, right now I don't see any let-up. I think he's going to just keep putting his foot on that gas pedal tonight.
Holiday off target at the rim.
He's so good at getting to the rim. Maybe tries to get a little bit too cute with that one. I thought he'd lay it straight up and in.
For Boston, they've gone 1 of 4 to begin this one. Well, Grant, one thing about this Knicks team, they have a clear identity.
Yeah, they have the mentality of their city, New York City, playing the game with passion and in-your-face attitude. And, of course, these Knicks leave it all out on the floor. Just 1 for 5. Not the start they were looking for. Obviously, there's still plenty of time to get on track.
Boston has gone 0 for 2 from outside. The drive by Tatum. Always a nice way to start. Makes his first one.
The speed of Tatum's drive makes it so tough to defend. You just don't get a chance to stop him.
Bridges feeling it out a little bit. Porzingis grabs the board. The Celtics have gone 2 of 6 to open up this game. White, the pass to Brown. Back to White from deep. Good. And Brown gets the assist.
Don't want to let him get into a rhythm from out there.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
I had a chance to catch up with Tom Thibodeau. The main topic of conversation, how they plan to guard Jason Tatum. We want to try to make Jason a jump shooter. Avoid fouling, don't let him go downhill. But JT will get his, so let's hope we limit him. Well, that's never easy to do, guys.
Okay, good stuff. Thank you, Allie. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up.
And no stranger to physical play. JB busting it up in there without fear.
And you look at Jaylen Brown, Grant. Not many wings have the strength he has.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown could dunk over a brick wall. And he could dunk through a brick wall, too. It's just so hard to move him off this path when he's on his way to the rim.
Now here's Bridges. In his last outing with 12 points. Poke loose. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Bridges. And now looking at the 2K leaderboard. Here's a view of which teams last year got after it with their shot blocking. Number 1, the Celtics.
They built a reputation around the league last season. Do not test them at the rim.
Count that bucket.
And Jason Tatum was fearless on that finish. Went right through the contact.
Bridges against Holiday. Bridges passes to Anunoby. We've got 1:28 left in the first quarter.
Just great offense. The screen freeing him up for the slam.
Hey, without that screen, he doesn't get a clean look at the rim.
Yeah, well, I settle for the layup when you can attack the rim and rise up like that.
Attacking the rim with power.
Tremendous finish. Outside Hart. This one for 3. Hits the trifecta.
And he can hurt you from there. The D must be up on Hart when he has the ball.
Celtics lead.
And so it's Holiday who brings up the ball for Boston. Here's Brown. Right with the board. Holiday against Hart. to the left side wing. Here's Towns. And it's powered home by Towns.
Yeah, strong flush from Towns. I like whenever he plays with an edge inside.
They get it back. Kick out to Brown. Let's go with a 3. He's off on that one. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Right now, firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, there's a nice flow to this offense right now.
Outside Hart. There's 14 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And Anunoby for 3. And again, New York with the triple.
2 teammates connecting right there. Slick feed.
White for 3. Can't get it to drop. And at the end of 1, both teams putting up some points. It's the Knicks up by 3. And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Knicks.
In the early goings, their effort level has been exceptional. The speeding around the defense and opening up options with good penetration.
Well, a lot of the players are doing a good job as well of scanning the interior part of the paint. All those inside looks, those are paying off.
Mikal Bridges is out there with DeLon Wright. Then it's OG Anunoby. Then it's Josh Hart. And it's Towns in at the center position. That's the group for New York starting the second.
Yeah, I know this gets said a lot. Josh Hart plays with heart. It's true, though. This guy's a fantastic competitor, plays with energy on both ends, and it's infectious for his teammates.
Porzingis passes to White. Porzingis with a screen on Wright. White drives in, and he takes that one up and powers it through.
Porzingis showing some passing ability that time. Instincts are there.
One thing you can say about Boston, Grant, they know how to put a team together.
Yeah, the Celtics' consistency of winning is just impressive, both now and throughout their entire history. They are really the gold standard in this league, and it's mostly because of great draft picks and great trades.
The kick out to White. Brown against Hart. Right side Brown. Tatum a screen on Hart. Here's Brown. Hart pulls it in. Hart's got 5 rebounds in the game. Here's Anunoby. Left side Hart. Bridges outside. Back to Hart. Fires from deep. New York no good that time either. Celtics trail by 3. Trying to find a spark here.
Yes, indeed. A rough stretch offensively. They could really use a basket.
Here's Tatum. Kick out to Brown. Pass to Holiday. To the middle. Hey, Tatum getting it done inside.
And sometimes you forget how long Tatum is, and he's terrific at using this to his advantage inside.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Ryan, it's great hearing Celtics coach Joe Mazzulla talk shop. He said everyone tries to bring basketball up into offense and defense, but it's one game. Your spacing, decision-making, and shot selection set up your defense. That transition happens so fast, so the game is constantly changing. It's all connected, Brian.
No question. Thanks, Allie. Good stuff there. And yep, it's good. Tatum's got 8.
That's been the story of their offense so far, getting a number of looks from point-blank range.
Hart with a screen on White. Wright, the pass to Hart. Back to Wright. Uncovered. Boston pulls it in.
Let's be honest, that's not a shot he should be taking.
No, he should know better. He knows that's not his game, which is why we don't see him take that shot often.
Here's White. He just could not put it together in that loss to New York. Brown, a screen on Wright. And he lobs it up. Wright with a steal. Well, Grant, we know non-shooting big men can clog the paint. But if they know where to move off the ball, that certainly helps.
Yeah, you know, big men who know those circle actions, like flashing to the open spot when their man gives help, they often end up with easy looks inside.
Holiday taking his time here. Pass to Tatum. 1:41 left in the first half of this one. Up and in on the layup. Tatum's got 6 points in the quarter.
Such a critical part of how their offense is going to flow. Things are only working when he seems to be on the floor.
Here's Bridges. He's got 10. Harton with a screen on Holiday. And Mikal Bridges picks up the foul. That'll be a second foul of the game.
I love great defense. Just quick to establish his feet, and he takes the hit.
Boston trailing. 1:14 left in the first half. Ooh, here's White on the drive. Oh, and he brings it down with a two-handed jam.
And nobody putting out much of an effort to stop him.
Surprising in a close game, a lack of energy on defense.
On one side, inspiration. On the other, devastation.
Bridges outside. Towns on a screen. Shoots from the line. Good on the shot. And the Knicks lead by 1.
And Towns can make this shot in his sleep. It's something the defense must guard closely.
And Mikal Bridges picks up the foul. That's his third foul so far.
Third personal foul. Second team foul.
Knicks on D. Outside, Brown. Outside, Holiday. Tatum, a screen on Bridges. The shot by Holiday, no good.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
Here's Hart, and he goes up strong with a one-handed jam.
What a dunk from Hart, showing off his athleticism there.
Oh, it's stolen by Towns. Pass to Wright. The three. Tatum pulls it in. Tatum's got a rebound number 5 here tonight. Here's White. And some solid defense from Towns. Wright on the left side. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. New York out in front, up 3. Okay, Allie, appreciate it. And folks, we'll be back after halftime to begin the third quarter.
You look at the Celtics, you really get to see what they're made of. After your hard work in the offseason, yeah, you have big.
And we return our attention to tonight's featured game as the Knicks had a closely contested first half.
The energy in their hometown.
That does it for half.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple of quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. Boy, you look at Mikal Bridges. What a contribution.
Yeah, he plays such a smart first half, maximizing his opportunities offensively.
Hey, I'm thinking back to the first half and wondering, did he take a low percentage shot? Everything efficient.
Kicking off the second half, here's Joe Mazzulla's 5. Al Horford out there with Torrey Craig. Then there's Peyton Pritchard. Then there's Luke Cornett. And it's Hauser in at the 2 guard. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2.
Second personal foul.
Well, I don't think anyone predicted that Jalen Brunson would become the player he is today, Grant.
Yeah, that's for sure, B.A. Or he definitely wouldn't have been a second-round pick. He's a hard worker, a competitor, and an elite offensive player.
Horford inside. Achiuwa's there. Horford can't hit. Tipped away. And here's McBride. And the layup is good off the glass. And the Knicks lead by 8.
And he wastes no time coming out of the break.
31-23.
Here's Hauser. Brunson defending. Hauser, that's good.
And Hauser.
Second half rolling along. About a minute played here. Here's Brunson. Banging his way through. Jalen Brunson.
And And those are 2 points earned by Jalen Brunson.
Celtics trail by 8. Craig inside. Checked by Tucker. Here's Hauser. Off target with the 3. Here's McBride. They grab their own miss. Tucker, no good.
That's the only kind of defense that's going to cut the mustard here tonight. You got to stay on top of a guy like that who can play at such a high level offensively.
Hauser, that's good.
No way he's going to pass that shot up. The D is way too far back and relaxed in getting out on it.
2 minutes gone in this third quarter now. Outside McBride. 4-3. Here's Robinson. And a big finish by Robinson.
Not a coach in the league would be displeased with that kind of energy and effort that Mitchell Robinson showed there.
Here's Pritchard. Brunson defending. Pritchard, the pass to Craig. There's the 3. From down in the low post, it goes. Craig's got his first bucket in this one.
Well, hard work on the offensive glass. You can see the coaching staff rise up and clap for that effort.
Brunson passes to Achua. Back to Brunson. Launches a 3. Oh, Brunson nails it from deep.
Really quick release there from Brunson. Let that one go in a hurry.
The 3 from Craig. The shot no good. Hey, Tucker with the defensive effort. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Jalen Brunson's craft sets him apart. He said, quote, "I've always played with my instincts and tried to see the game a couple plays ahead. As I've gotten older, that part of my game has gotten wiser and better, but I'm still learning." Ryan, that's a scary thought for the rest of the league.
He's already plenty dangerous, Allie.
And force feeding the ball inside. I mean, no reason to go away from what's working.
Here's Hauser, checked by Tucker. Achua with a steal. Fast break, New York. Here's McBride. And a miss there on the triple.
His touch has left him in this quarter. Nowhere close to the kind of output they need from him.
And Brent, this Knicks team, they've taken on the identity of their head coach.
Well, B.A., isn't it interesting? Tom Thibodeau, lots of scuttlebutt about him as the coach. And then they brought in players that kind of fit the coach. They play hard, they play defense first, they play a ton of minutes, but this team is gritty, and they don't give up. That wide body of Achua setting the screen, then releasing for the hoop.
Screen by Horford. Can they get it? Hey, how's that for an answer? Right back with the dunk.
Just great offense. The screen freeing him up for the slam.
Hey, without that screen, he doesn't get a clean look at the rim.
Yeah, why well, settle for the layup when you can attack the rim and rise up like that?
Three-pointer. Tucker, no good. Celtics trail by 10. Craig with it. Picked up by Tucker. Oh, are you kidding me? Wow.
Amazing.
Man. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Oh, come on, B.A. I mean, where's the defense? That's just too easy.
Yeah, they got to do a much better job in help.
Yeah, we see this all too often. The team gets a huge lead, and then their guard gets let down.
Brunson passes to Robinson. Clock at 6. Tucker inside. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation.
Substitution on the court.
And so it's New York, up by a healthy 8 points at the end of the period. What has them in front right now? And we take a listen in now to Tom Thibodeau on a
right back, man. Let's go score, stop, score.
With 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store. They've got DeLon Wright, OG Anunoby out there with Josh Hart. Then it's Mikal Bridges, and it's Towns in at the 5. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks.
First team foul.
And the Knicks with the possession here. Towns on a screen. To the wing on the left. Here's Wright. 6 on the shot clock. Hard with it. It's on target from the high post. And the Knicks lead by 10.
That's a difficult spot for defenders against Josh Hart. They're guarding against the drive or the perimeter shot, and he'll hit them from the mid-range.
And the basket by Holiday.
Now, there's some easy offense there. Keep finding looks in that area, and their shooting percentages tonight are going to be off the charts.
Holiday against Bridges. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. And coach doesn't like the call at all. He's opting to use his challenge. He wants the officials to look at the replay.
At the line, 2 shots. The play will be reviewed under NBA rules. There will be 2 minutes to review the play.
Was smart to adopt this challenge policy in 2019.
You know, one thing this does for a coach is let his players know he's got their back. If they're adamant that the call was wrong, he'll back them up and make the refs take another look. And they've made their decision. The call will stand.
And as much as it hurts to lose a challenge, I think coach would challenge that call again if he could. He really disagreed with the foul, and he's still peeved.
A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Over the break, I listened in on Joe Mazzulla's huddle. First and foremost, he wants to see more points on the break. He asked his team, where's the urgency? We know what we can do in transition. Now let's go out and do it. We'll see if they can pick up the tempo, guys.
Thank you for that, Allie.
And every year, Bridges seems to take another leap. His work ethic and drive to improve is impressive.
White drives in, and White gets right to the 10.
And their offensive game plan is clear. Get it inside and go to work.
Bridges against Holiday. And the basket by Bridges. Bridges has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, so far, the defense has not learned much from the lessons Mikel is teaching them.
Oh, Brown gonna go get it. Towns with a rebound. New York leading by 10. Hart finds Towns. And we've made our way through just over a minute and a half of this fourth quarter. Towns on a screen. Here's Hart. Banked it in off the glass.
A reminder to the defense, Hart will drive if you give him that kind of room.
And White has got the ball here for Boston. Outside Holiday. Lets the 3 fly. Gets the 3 to fall.
That's just a lapse right there. No matter what, somebody has to be there and get a hand up in the shooter's face.
Hart with a screen on Holiday. Here's Bridges. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair.
Bridges doing a good job fighting hard past the foul, even after the release.
They've been so much more aggressive drawing the whistle here in the second half.
Hey, Grant, when you look at the mentality of today's players, what are the differences from back in your day?
Well, B.A., through the wonders of technology, players interacting more directly with their fans and telling their own stories. Also, there's a brotherhood. It's a bit more brotherly, with players on different teams more friendly than in days past. And, you know, I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Hart with a screen on Holiday. Here's Bridges. Down low. Hart passes to Bridges. And it's Bridges with the jam.
And that's just too easy. Bridges in there slamming it down.
It's stolen by Wright. Inside. Pass to Bridges. Now Wright.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
Over Holiday. Boston pulls it in. Tatum's got 6 rebounds in the game. And here's Brown. Out of bounds. It'll be New York's ball. Wright against White. Wright, the pass to Hart. Back to Wright. Holiday against Bridges. Shot clock at 6. Outside Hart. Launches it. Porzingis grabs the board. Celtics trail by 11. To the paint. The Knicks pull it in. Hart's got rebound number 7 tonight. Here's Anunoby. Great D that time from Porzingis. Here's Brown. The Knicks with the rebound. 1:02 left in the game.
And this is a game they can build off of. They kept their focus all game long, and it will get marked as a win for the Knicks.
It was stop and go for them along the way, but they finally seized full control of this game.
BA, the scoreboard definitely doesn't tell the whole story. They were able to pull things together when things got tough, and of course, they closed strong.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year. And one player just stole the show tonight, doing everything for his team. A monster night for Josh Hart.
Just a force on the glass. Did a fantastic job crashing the boards and coming up with seemingly every rebound.
There's 39 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Towns a screen on Holiday for three. Bridges.
Well, Porzingis with that huge wingspan can still be a tough matchup for any opposing shooter. Just a quick challenge with that long length.
Nails it from three. So it's the Knicks now. 8-point game. Pass to Anunoby. It's right on the wing. 15 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Now Towns. 6 on the shot clock. Fires from way outside. Unable to get that one. And so it's New York winning this one. A clean win. And one. All right, Allie, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. So
you say does that.
Welcome, everyone, and what a game we have. How important. Greg, is it to a team's confidence to start the season strong?
Kevin, I think it means more if you're a young team. If your roster is filled with veterans, you're looking at the bigger picture.
And now the opening lineup for Boston. The post pair, Tatum and Porzingis. Holiday in the backcourt. To his side is White. And it's Brown in at the 3 spot. And here are the Heat now. Hero from deep three-point territory. Hero can't get that one to fall. To the inside. Here's Brown. Great D that time from Adebayo.
Great rim protection to prevent him from converting. Beautiful.
Kicks it out to Wiggins. Fires for 3. Porzingis with the rebound.
They are 0 for the game thus far. 0 of 4 here, still looking for their first to make.
Brown and the layup fall.
Well, this is where the powerful frame and explosive athleticism of Jaylen Brown becomes a problem for the opponent. Nicely done.
And we talk about Derek White, Doris. How impressive has his rise been?
Kevin, it's been both impressive and sometimes feels improbable. He was not highly recruited. There were no expectations on him when he arrived in the NBA. This guy has turned himself into one of the premier defenders from the guard spot, an excellent shot blocker, and so rock steady as a ball handler on the offensive end.
Let's send it over to David Aldridge, who caught up with head coach Eric Spoelstra. David?
Now, we talked about the difficulty of trying to contain a player like Jaylen Brown. Coach said we can't let him gain confidence and feel like he can do whatever he wants. That's when you get into trouble. Now it's up to the players to make sure this doesn't happen. Guys?
All right, David, thanks.
No hesitation from Adebayo there. Had to love seeing him taking this shot with confidence.
Holiday, the pass to Porzingis. Boston again missing.
Boy, just 1 for 4. A little brisky right now.
Brown against Hero. Pass to Ware. Shoots the 3. The putback. It's good on the putback.
Second chance points kill you. It's a strength of Adebayo picking up the garbage and putting it in.
Shot to stop the run. White, good.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
You know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
And a look here at the scoring trend over the last several months for Peyton Pritchard.
And it's really been a nice trend for him over these last several months. He's been steadily improving in terms of his scoring output. That extra production making him more valuable the further we get along in this season.
Burks, he's checked in for Hero. Miami's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. And that one's good. Wiggins.
Now that's a long closeout for a defender. Wiggins showing phenomenal range.
And Dwayne Wade is the first Heat player to be honored with the statue. And Greg, that's pretty significant for a very successful franchise.
And Kevin, well-deserved, right? D-Wade, the best player in franchise history. He helped bring 3 championships to the city. Plus, he's already got a street name after him. And that keeps him perfect from the field this quarter.
Holiday dishes to Brown. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time.
Now, Jaylen Brown gets his feet set in the catch and shoot and just drills it.
Pass to Burks. Launches it. And the Heat, another three.
Well, they're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range. And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Burks, a screen on Holiday. Wiggins passes to Burks. And it's off from three-point range. Celtics trail by 6. Here's Brown. Highsmith grabs the miss.
Well, we love his ability to attack the rim. He just loses a little bit of focus and misses the chippy.
The shot by Adebayo, no good.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Here's White. Boston, no good that time either. The Heat leading by 6. Wiggins in the post. Brown's there. Wiggins with it. Now guarded by Tatum. Highsmith's shot is off. 4 seconds left. No good on the layup. And we reach the end of the first quarter. Miami ahead, leading by 6. We'll be back shortly live from Miami Arena. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. All right, well, a look at how the points have been generated so far. Scoring breakdown for the Heat.
Absolutely dialed in from beyond the arc so far in this one. The defense is surrendering the long-range shot here early on.
Yeah, and what an excellent display of passing in the early stages of this game. A good deal of their points coming directly off quality passes.
On the court for the Celtics. And in the front court, Brown and Tatum. Holiday in the backcourt. To his side is White. And it's Porzingis in at the center, filling out the middle. And with an update from the sideline, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Kevin, well, like a lockdown corner in football, teams just try to keep the ball away from Jrue Holiday. He says, I feel like they're not afraid of me, but like, okay, get him off the ball. To me, that's respect. I don't need other people telling me how good I am. You can see it by their actions. Kevin?
So true. He can be intimidating, David, and we thank you for that report.
Perfect timing on that alley-oop. Adebayo has a real connection with his teammates.
Here's Highsmith. His three-pointers off the mark. For Boston, they come into this one following a loss to the Knicks in New York. Brown, no good. Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. Burks sets a screen for Wiggins. Takes it inside, and Wiggins throws it down hard.
Andrew Wiggins should get a 10 for degree of difficulty. That was beautiful.
Well, G.A. Adebayo came from very humble beginnings.
Yeah, raised by his mother. And Kevin, Bam's main motivation in life was to get her out of that trailer. He worked extremely hard, and now, arguably, a top 25 player.
And Wiggins throws it down hard.
Andrew Wiggins simply skies to finish that shot.
Back to Holiday. Porzingis finds Holiday. Wiggins with the block. And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. Here's White.
And another miss. Ooh, he's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right. Wiggins outside. Here's Ware. Sinks the three-pointer. Ware's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
Yeah, and their shooting really starting to pick up here in the second.
Holiday dishes to Tatum. The kick out to Brown. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That one on White.
And attitude plays such a big role in Adebayo's game. This guy is a worker. Doesn't mind getting his hands dirty if it means getting his team ahead.
And you know, Greg, we're seeing so many teams utilizing the dribble handoff.
And it really forces the defense into a bad spot. Can create situations where the offense has an advantage, and then it allows you to kind of seek out the matchup.
Here's Highsmith. Jason Tatum picking up that last basket. Here's Burks. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
But terrific quickness. The burst of Alec Burks looking strong inside.
White looking around. Offline with his 3.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Wiggins from outside. Rebound Boston. Their last encounter was in Boston.
Yeah, and they got beat last time these two teams met, and really free throws were the sword.
And the shot goes down.
Add that to the repertoire of moves on the interior. KP doing work.
1:06 left in the first half of basketball. Adebayo kicks to Wiggins. Adebayo with a screen on White. And it's Wiggins missing. Celtics trail by 14. Tatum's shot is off. Adebayo against Holiday. Adebayo passes to Wade, and he throws it down hard with one hand.
Just no chance there for the defense. Major size disadvantage. He's got no business trying to stop that slam. Just get out of the way.
And the dunk by Porzingis.
Easy money for Kristaps Porzingis. That's 7-3 we're talking about.
6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Wiggins with it, and Holiday picks him up defensively. Takes the 3. That shot is off.
No idea why he's attempting so many outside shots. It's not his day, and he needs to either look to drive or get it to an open teammate.
And very early on, Brown learned how to finish through contact, an essential skill for an NBA player to master.
With 1 on the clock, and it's in. The buzzer beater.
And give him credit. Good awareness of the time remaining.
Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
Rare gifts for a big man. Adebayo can face up, drive, excellent passer. This guy's been a rising star.
And now let's take a glimpse. That is more than enough of a...
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. You look at Bam Adebayo in this game, guys, he has been everywhere.
Man, how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column? Through 2 quarters, he has been terrific.
And one would expect that the defense made some adjustments at halftime, but he has the ability to answer right back.
Duncan Robinson out there with Rozier. Then there's Kevin Love. Then there's Jaime Jaquez. And it's Jovic in at the power forward position. So that's where Expulstra starts the second half with.
And we continue to see Rozier taking on more responsibility offensively. Nice finish inside.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And with a moment, let's check out the stats for Al Horford. A very nice season for him last year. Averaged about 8 points a game, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. Well, fans of this team will take this kind of production from him without hesitation.
I tell you, he has been a solid contributor. They have called his number, and he has delivered for them.
Here's Craig. And he's off on his first shot of the game.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
GA, these Boston Celtics are unquestionably a top-tier offensive unit.
Stupendous shooting, excellent instincts with the ball. Yeah, they are a model offense in many ways, making it tough for many teams to keep up with him.
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Celtics coach Joe Mazzulla has talked about the two J's, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. He says they've been lumped together because they play a similar position, but they don't have to be similar. They've got to be able to express who they are and not constantly compare it to each other. They're not the same. Kevin?
Back, David, remember a couple years ago, there was some thought that maybe one would be traded. I'm glad they're still together.
Boy, yet another missed opportunity here. Whatever they talked about at halftime, it's not working.
And the basket by Rozier. Celtics trail by 21. Horford with a screen on Robinson. They get it back. Here's Cornette. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Yeah, how about the body control on that one? Narrowly misses getting the deuce.
The Celtics shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
And a season ago at the charity stripe, this is a group that shot an impressive 81%.
Both shots good from the stripe. And Eric Spoelstra, the head coach of the Miami Heat, receiving a record 8-year, $120 million extension. Greg, that's some big dough.
Is it ever? And remains coaching for the only NBA franchise he's ever worked for. Already one of the most tenured head coaches in the association, and that figures to continue for a while.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Rozier kicks to Robinson. For 3. Nailed from three-point land. Robinson's got himself on the board with 3 there.
And really, as the three-pointers keep dropping, you get the sense that the frustration is mounting for the defense.
And the basket by Hauser.
That's how you share the rock. He does this time and time again.
Here's Jovic. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
You know, I really like this. Instead of putting his head down, Terry Rozier keeping his eyes up and finding his open teammate.
Here's Pritchard. It's rebounded by Jovic.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Horford. A minute 50 left in the 3rd. Celtics trail by 20. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. Pritchard gets the bucket. Pritchard's got 6.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
The finish in transition, nice and easy.
Jaquez outside. No good on the 3. Celtics have gone a lackluster 3 of 9 from the field since halftime. Here's Craig. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
And no matter what they've tried, the D just has not been able to deny them the ball inside.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And his percentage at the line last season, right at the 75% mark.
You know, DB, I imagine any lineup could benefit from a veteran guy like Al Horford.
Boy, you just look at how younger guys on the team lean on Al. He guides them through any number of experiences. He's been a pro's pro from the moment he entered the league, and he's still having an impact with his defensive ability and range shooting.
Robinson, that's good.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Well, that three-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
The drive by Love. And Love throws it down.
That's a big-time finish from Kevin Love. Go ahead, son, do work.
Craig with a screen on Rozier. It's hauled in by the Heat.
Boy, with his shot not falling right now, it might be time to look in a different direction. See if you can get your teammates started.
It's hauled in by Cornette. Celtics trail by 17. Here's Craig. A three-pointer, no good. Outside, Robinson fires from deep. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And so it's Miami feeling good about their set. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
And when you're the beneficiary of a pass that good, you better deliver, and he did just that.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. And a look at the five for the Celtics to start the fourth quarter. The small and power forwards, the star pair of Brown and Tatum. Holiday in the backcourt. To his side is White. And it's Porzingis in at the 5. And here's Porzingis for a 3. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time.
Well, the unicorn, Mr. Porzingis, the answer from 3, his specialty.
Robinson passes to Jovic. Good ball movement here by the Heat. And Robinson wide open. He shoots. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Celtics trail by 17. And that one drops for him.
That's what you call speed, being the difference in transition. Off the steal, Derek White so heads up.
Rozier with the ball. Picked up by Brown. Here's Hackett. Misses the 3, and he used the pump fake well there, but he couldn't capitalize. Oh, he really broke up that transition opportunity. Looks like it'll be a transition take foul. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Heat.
Well, I've been impressed with the ball movement all game long. They're really looking to just make that extra pass.
I think the other thing we're seeing tonight is the floor spacing of this team. Boy, they are shooting the cover off the basketball all game.
And Miami going with a whole new group out there. Burks kicks to Adebayo. Back to Burks. 6 to shoot. Adebayo, high post. And good. Got the English that time as it falls. And the Heat lead by 16.
Tough shot from Bam. But, man, he is so capable of knocking down that mid-range.
White against Burks. Outside Holiday. And Ware pulls it down. Ware's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game.
Yeah, and that's been the story of the game. I mean, the rebounding has been very one-sided.
Tatum against Adebayo. Rebound Boston. Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Here's Brown. Tatum dishes to Brown. And there's the drive. Brown jams it in.
This guy, one of the most elite athletes in the game, Jaylen Brown, finishes beautifully.
Here's Holiday, and Holiday throws it down.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Let's see if that serves as a momentum builder. What a great sequence for this group.
Here's Adebayo, and Adebayo throws it down.
And how about Adebayo kicking it into high gear offensively?
White the pass to Holiday. White setting the pick for Holiday. A 3 from Porzingis. The shot, no good. And so it's Burks pinning it up now for the Miami Heat. Their biggest lead of the game was 21. Here's Wiggins. Lays it up off the glass.
Well, how about the aggressiveness of Andrew Wiggins? So good at fighting through the contact, taking the challenge of the defense. That's beautiful.
White, and he uses the glass on the layup. White's got 4 points in the quarter.
Just a late reaction there from the defense, and he is always going to finish that one.
Here's Burks. Pass to Adebayo. From downtown. Good for his 9th make and just 12 shots. That's an even 75% shooting.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for the Heat.
When you consider the difference in their field goal percentages, the other team has to be happy that this wasn't a bigger loss. This team was on fire.
Yeah, Kevin, it's always frustrating when you can't throw a rock on the ground and the other guys just can't seem to miss.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. And one of the key components to this victory if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Bam Adebayo.
Efficient productivity. You love what this guy has given to you on the offensive end.
Adebayo with this screen on White. Wiggins surveying the floor.
Well, Wiggins, one of those guys who draws fouls at an excellent rate.
Doors, some great shooters on this Boston team, but at times, don't you think they settle from the perimeter?
Well, Kevin, obviously, this is a coaching staff that puts a heavy emphasis on three-point shooting. They led the league in makes. They led the league in attempts. But obviously, your two best players, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, with their size and athleticism and driving ability, you want to try to find the right balance. They do a great job of that.
And guys, they can just sit on the ball here if they want to.
They have earned this win.
12 seconds left in the fourth quarter. From deep three-point territory. And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. This game may not have been the most much appreciated, David. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome to 2K. Grant, nothing. Like the first game of a brand new season. So many possibilities.
Well, you know, BA, for the players, you're excited and relieved at the same time. You get to see all the hard work you put in during the offseason pay off.
Now, New York starting 5. We've got Mikal Bridges. Josh Hart is out there with OG Anunoby. Then it's Karl Anthony Towns. And it's Wright in at the shooting guard position.
Wow, such a skilled 5. Bam's passing is really important to this offense.
And New York has possession. Miami making their last shot. Right outside. Rebound Miami.
That's a defender doing just enough to cause a miss on the layup.
Outside Jaquez. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Well, he is a gifted attacker. When Jaquez Jr. gets this kind of opening, you know what happens next.
Now here's Anunoby. We saw him with 11 points in his last game. Bridges outside. The 3-ball. Nice start for him. Sinking his first shot.
Yeah, the quickness from Bridges there, looking like a guard.
Well, Grant, all the high hopes Knicks fans have had in recent years, they have finally come to fruition.
Yeah, it really was good to see the Knicks have a great campaign last year. From the players to the coaches to the front office and the fans. They've pressed all the right buttons.
Wiggins looking around. And he goes in for the dunk.
Yeah, what a creative dunker Wiggins is. It's really fun watching him rise up and finish with power.
A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Just moments ago, Eric Spoelstra and I were able to chat, and we discussed Mikal Bridges. Coach said Mikal creates a lot of problems with his movement off the ball. He keeps the defense on its toes. We can't allow him to get into a rhythm. And he also praised Bridges' on-ball defense. He'll be the focus of their game plan tonight. Brian?
And Allie, thanks.
I love it. Nice activity defensively. Getting in there to disrupt the pass.
And it's the Heat with the ball. Outside Burks. From the arc.
Yeah, great defense from Bridges. His coaches and teammates appreciate his energy.
Hard with it. Now Burks defending. Outside Hart. Pass to Anunoby. And he drops it in from the low post.
Assisted.
The Heat with the lead. Just over 2.5 minutes played here in the first. Burks goes in. Oh, and there's a one-hand jam.
I think we can say that shot is well within his range.
Yeah, let's hope so. And here's Hart, pounded by Adebayo. Towns for 3, buries it from 3. And it's all knotted up.
Look, this is a big part of Towns' value. He's a big who can stretch the floor for him.
Offensively, Karl Anthony Towns is one of the most well-rounded big men in the league, Grant.
Yeah, maybe in league history, BA. He's an elite three-point shooter, post scorer, and his passing is severely underrated.
And there's the screen. Burks against Bridges. Rebound Miami. Minute 32 left in the first quarter. Wiggins on the attack. Oh!
Wow!
And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
A mobile attacking player. Wiggins' teammates and coaches love when he uses his physical tools to his advantage.
Now here's Hart. No points yet. Outside Anunoby. It's stolen by Jaquez. Wiggins passes to Jaquez. Now Wiggins in his last outing with 12 points.
Yeah, stunning play by Wiggins. Speeding inside and just rocketing up to the hoop.
Bridges with it. Guarded by Adebayo. Bridges misses. 2-for-1 opportunity if they can time it right.
Great way to end the quarter.
Outside Jaquez. And it's going to be a 3-second call.
3-second violation. Knicks ball.
Knicks trail by 6. There's 31 seconds left in the opening quarter.
All talent there from Bridges.
Here's Burks. Hart pulls it in.
Coach loves the execution, just not the result. That's okay. That's part of the process.
Blocked! And it's going to be out of bounds. The Knicks will retain possession. Here's Bridges. 5 points in the game. And the basket is good. Bridges has got 7 points in the game.
Well, he's been very efficient in this quarter. Keep getting him the ball.
Adebayo, a screen on Bridges. Fires for 3. Adebayo, that's good.
He's a go-to guy for them because he's that consistent. Time and time again, he delivers.
For 3, Bridges. Can't hit that one. Well, offense is the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we played through 1 quarter of action so far. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Miami.
Well, so far they've done a great job of reading the offense and repeatedly putting themselves in the right.
Oh, okay!
Oh my gosh.
And how about the hops Bridges has? Showing off some there with the slam.
Outside Burks. Wiggins outside. Has to wear. Clock at 6. Here's Adebayo. Now here's Burks. Adebayo sets a screen. Second chance shot. Count the basket. Adebayo's gotten his second bucket on the night.
Well, his shot has come such a long way, and now it's a big part of Bam's repertoire.
Here's Bridges, and it's Bridges with the jam.
Oh, my! That's why we have those breakaway rims.
Dude, he risked pulling the whole thing down to the floor right there. Wiggins finds Burks. Back to Wiggins. Out to the wing. Fades away. Whoop, there's the shot clock violation. So they'll turn it over. Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. Bridges feeling it out a little bit. To the inside, Towns. The rebound by Ware. Miami leading by 3. And Grant the Heat last season retiring Udonis Haslam's number 40.
Yeah, he played his entire 2-decade career in his hometown of Miami. And for all of his contributions on the court, what he meant to this organization off the floor was just as important.
Adebayo against Anunoby. Outside Burks. Wiggins with a screen on right. Here's Burks. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair.
First personal foul.
Well, Grant, with all the parity and competition in the league today, there's still those teams piling up losses.
Yeah, B.A., and with teams like the Thunder excelling, it's almost like youth is no longer an excuse. But Some rebuilds take longer than others.
Towns outside. All sorts of time. And it's Miami with a rebound.
Well, you couldn't ask for a better look. That's one he's got to knock down.
Here's Wiggins. Oh, look at Wiggins. Takes the hit and finishes strong.
So polished from this painted area. Love watching Wiggins do his thing close to the basket.
Towns a screen on Burks. Burks against Bridges. And he makes it on the layup. Bridges has got 13.
And now, almost all their points coming from the paint.
There's a minute 54 left in the first half of basketball.
Impressive closeout on a skilled shooter. That is how you defend shots from downtown.
Pass to Towns. To the wing, right side. Corner shot. And that one off the back of the rim and in. And now just a three-point Miami lead.
Well, when it comes to big men, you're not going to find a better catch-and-shoot option than Cat.
And Burks gets it to go.
They're punishing those late defensive rotations, getting good looks inside throughout the half.
Right outside. Towns outside. That bucket makes him 3 for 5.
Yeah, with his size and build, Towns can be very forceful inside, and no one was able to stop him.
Burks goes in. Yep, count it. Burks has got 6 points in the quarter. And so it's New York with it. It's a 5-point game. Bridges outside. Outside Hart. And Anunoby, a screen on Adebayo. Going inside. Shot's good by Hart.
Well, credit the screen there, springing him loose for the finish.
Heat leading by 3. Here's Burks. And that one is hammered home.
And Adebayo's such an excellent passer as a center. Finding the open man right there.
Hart against Adebayo. Towns, a screen on Adebayo. Pass to Towns. Outside Hart. Out to Bridges. Takes the 3. Drops in the 3. Bridges has got 16 points now.
He's creating good looks and shooting very efficient.
Wiggins for 3. Oh, he got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that's been very close so far. It's the Heat. They're up by 2. All right, good stuff, Allie. And we'll get back to the action at the start of the third quarter.
Welcome, one and all.
When I look at Miami, you really get to see what they're made of after your hard work in the offseason.
Yeah, you have big changes, and then you have...
Now let's change gears back to the New York Knicks, who find themselves in a tightly contested ball game.
We need a department store intercom.
That does it for halftime. Let's get back to game action. Here's Brian Anderson with the start of the third quarter.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during halftime. Well, you look at Mikal Bridges. What a contribution.
Through the first 2 quarters, he's been on fire. Explosive offensive performance.
Yeah, and in terms of slowing him down, I think they're going to have to change things up. Give him some different looks.
Rozier and Hero are the backcourt. Then it's Duncan Robinson. Then there's Kevin Love. And it's Highsmith in at the 4-man position. That's the group on the floor for Miami.
And a vicious slam by Rozier, really sticking it to them.
Well, Coach, the Heat have had some deep playoff runs recently, making the finals twice in 5 years.
Yeah, Brian, and what's really interesting is that they've only been higher than a 5 seed once in that span. They just hit a different gear in the playoffs.
Achua gets the bucket.
It's nice to see they're not settling for three-pointers. These guys are putting in the work inside.
Hero outside. 2 points. That one goes. Hero's got his first 2 points.
You got to do more than that to stop Hero. He's superb at staying under control.
Achua with a screen on Hero. Here's McBride. Offensive board. Here's Brunson outside. And a big finish by Robinson.
And now that's a momentum builder for sure. So important in a close game.
Look at his teammates here. They love it. Plays like that going to get them going.
Yes, some guys shrink in big moments, and some rise to the occasion.
Back to Brunson. Shoots over Rozier. Sneaking inside. It's Brunson.
Inside Brunson is pretty deadly. Just dropping his shot in.
Here's Rozier. And there's a drive. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. That one on Tucker.
Yeah, you never want to let shots at the rim go uncontested.
All right, Coach, what are some qualities you're looking for in a lead guard?
Well, look, you want a guy that can make plays, that can control the game. When I first got into the league, people thought about point guards as traditional pass-first guys, but now it means more than that. You want a guy who can make plays, whether it's for himself or for his teammates.
And that one goes in as he's fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts the free throw. So that'll put Precious Achua on the line. It's on Tyler Hero. Here's Hero. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by in the third quarter. Soft touch off the glass.
Well, everyone views Hero as a shooter, but he is also a terrific finisher.
Outside Brunson. No good on the triple. The Heat have gone 3 of 3 in this second half. Rozier, the pass to Robinson. Back to Rozier. 6 to shoot. It's hauled in by Robinson.
Well, the defense just dared him to take that one. Poor execution on their part, but they got lucky.
Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. All right, a chance now to take a look at the steals over the last few months for Davion Mitchell.
And the defense he's played lately has really been tremendous. It's clear he's working his tail off on this end and collecting a number of steals as a result. You have to commend that type of effort.
Highsmith, he's checked in for Miami. Brunson against Rozier. The Knicks with the rebound. Pass to Tucker. The kick out to Brunson. There's a minute 34 left in the third. Achua with the dunk.
And the find by Brunson, more than capable of running the offense.
And so it's Eric Spoelstra with the timeout here. Coach wants to speak to his guys, maybe alter some of the game plan. All right, with this break, let's take a look at the teams that were the toughest to score against last year. Second, New York. In third, the Heat.
And what stuck out to me is how intense both of these teams were on D last season. Neither giving up many points to opposing teams.
Hero with the bucket.
You're busting his way inside. Hero making sure he kept moving toward the hoop.
Achua with a screen. And here's Brunson from the arc. Oh, Brunson with the triple.
Rock solid screen right there. The defender got completely lost.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look from that.
Rozier can't get it to go.
And guys, his shot hasn't been falling this quarter. Time to settle down, refocus, and get a really high percentage look.
Heat trail by 6. There's 38 seconds left in the third. And down it goes. 2 points.
In a tight game, they wanted to make sure of that possession.
Outside McBride. Outside Brunson. That's tipped. Achua with it. Now guarded by Rozier. Achua passes to Brunson. Outside Achua. Yes, and a nice assist from Brunson. Brunson's got his 5th assist in this one.
Well, they just need to keep getting him the ball. He has been terrific this quarter.
Here's Rozier. That one goes. Count it. Rozier's got 6 here in the quarter.
And defensively, that's just not going to cut it.
Here's Brunson outside. Oh, no good on the last second attempt there. Shots continuing to fall as we conclude the third. Both teams putting up some. And while we have a chance, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
You know, I'm kind of stoked this was a choice because I love this pass. A remarkable find. He put his court vision on full display.
Yeah, he puts that pass right on the money and made things look easy for his team.
Well, this has been a great contest so far. I imagine the fourth quarter could have more action in store for us. And on the floor for New York here in the fourth, they've got P.J. Tucker. Achua is out there with Mitchell Robinson. Then there's Jalen Brunson, and it's McBride in at the 2. All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Over that last break, I got a chance to hear what Eric Spoelstra said to the team. He was very upbeat and positive, saying to his guys, let's go, let's go. I want you guys to up the pace. Look to push the ball up the floor whenever you can. They cannot stop us in transition. Let's see how the team responds. Guys?
Appreciate the report, Allie.
Making it look so easy. Wiggins has crazy hops. Can really get up there.
Bridges. Pass to Towns. Takes a 3. The rebound by Wiggins. Miami trailing. Here's Ware. And that's a foul. Called on DeLon Wright. That's foul number 2 for him.
Second team foul.
So it's Miami now. Outside Burks. Burks a screen on Wright. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Wiggins. And he powers it down. Right on Karl Anthony Towns. Wow.
Yeah, offensively, Wiggins is putting together some great numbers. And so far, he's shown no intention of slowing down.
And it's Bridges with the jam.
All he needed was a little separation. So effective.
Boy, cleared the path, put him in position for a prime-time dunk.
Well, give credit to the screener there. That's how you help free up your teammates.
That's 10 straight points they've given up in the painted area.
Towns on a screen. Bridges passes to Towns. Perfect pass to set up the lay-in. And the Knicks lead by 2.
Nice positioning and footwork on point. And Towns so smooth down there inside.
Jaquez with a screen on Bridges. Outside Jaquez. There's a screen by Wiggins. Jaquez, the pass to Wiggins. Oh, Wiggins! Bullseye with the 3.
Yeah, from the perimeter, Wiggins can be very, very efficient. You just can't allow him to find those looks.
Outside Hart. Here's the 3. Knocks it down from distance.
That's been typical of their performance today. They're sharing the ball and creating good shots.
Burks passes to Adebayo. There's a screen. Back to Burks. And so it's Eric Spoelstra with the timeout here, looking to get everyone dialed in and engaged. If you're just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Shot clock at 6. The Heat need to get one up in a hurry. Here's Wiggins. And right with the defensive effort.
I think he got the shot he wanted inside, but somewhere on the play, he just lost focus.
And it's powered home by Towns.
Well, in a big moment, go to your big man. Towns can be so dominant when he needs to be.
There's a screen. Pass to Ware. We've got 1:48 left in the fourth. And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
Making sure of it with the two-hand slam, BA.
Yeah, I don't blame him. With the score this tight, you cannot take a chance here. Here's Towns. Right up top, defended by Burks. Right outside. Hart with a screen on Burks. Wright attacking. Lays it up and banks it in. Wright's gotten his first bucket of the night.
Terrific design and execution, leading to an opportunity right at the rim.
Here's Burks on the take. Misses from short range. Knicks leading by 4. It's an even 3-on-3 break. Hart finds Towns. Bridges with it. Defended by Burks. Outside Anunoby. Hart from long range. Nails it from beyond the arc.
Slow reaction from the D, and it cost him 3.
For Miami, they've gone 5 of 8 from the field so far in the fourth. Wiggins from long range. The offensive rebound. From outside the arc. Cash. And now they trail by just 4.
Plays with a bit of quiet intensity, but Wiggins has shown the ability to rise up in the big moments.
Well, he can play the 4 because he gets off the ground so well.
Burks against Bridges. Adebayo from long range. Right with the board. 2 points here could be the only cushion they need, Grant.
Hard to say. Crazier things have happened in this league.
Yes, such a strong player. Even the foul can't throw Towns off completely.
First team.
And that one misses.
At this point, it just feels like it's over.
Yeah, time is not on their side. The score is not on their side. Nothing you can do.
And he commits the intentional foul.
Miami foul. Alec Burks.
So the first one drops, and that increases the lead to 6.
Team foul.
So he gets them both, and it's a 7-point game.
Taking care of business at the line, and he adds some cushion to their lead.
Wiggins from long range. That shot off the mark.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
There's no air space there whatsoever. That's as close as you can get without foul.
And so this one belongs to the Knicks. They played the villain tonight. All right, Allie, good stuff there. Thanks for that. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Stan Van Gundy, Grant Hill.
Greg, in game 1 of the NBA season. How does opening night feel different from the rest of the season, the rest of the schedule?
Well, Kevin, it's the excitement of the unknown. Everybody comes in with the highest of expectations, right? You got new teammates, some new wrinkles, still a lot to figure out and shake out over the course of a long season.
So a look at our starters for the Knicks. Josh Hart out there with OG Anunoby. Then it's Karl Anthony Towns. Then it's DeJuan Wright. And it's Bridges in at the 1 spot. Now Hart, following Drew Holiday's three-point attempt. Fouled on the shot, picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up. So it'll be Josh Hart shooting. It's on Porzingis. The Knicks shooting their first free throw tonight.
And just to mention, a season ago, they were very comfortable at the line, hitting about 78% of their free throws.
Now here is Holiday. They really needed more from him in that loss to New York. Anunoby with it. Now guarded by Tatum. Anunoby passes to Wright. Towns a screen on White. White against Wright. Clock at 6. And Wright throws it down.
Puts the D in a tough spot when you have a point guard who can throw it down.
He really does, GA. He really does put pressure on him.
Yeah, hard to strategize for a guy who can make a pass or a play like this right in your face. That's just a bucket like you expect him to make. It's tough when you miss them.
Richard, so many things about Drew Holiday's game we love, but what impresses you most about his game?
Well, I know it's an easy answer, but it's his defense. It's hard to be a feared defender in the modern NBA, Kevin. But Holiday is such a pest at all times on that end of the floor.
And creating a little separation here, gaining some confidence.
Yeah, they've locked in during this stretch. If they keep it up, their lead will only continue to grow.
Now, Hart, following Drew Holiday's three-point attempt. Hart with it, plays it up and banks it in. Hart's got his second basket of the night.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, when he gets engaged this early in the game, it's bad news for the defense. He can roll this start throughout the rest of the game.
Yeah, trying to get going here, but that's an offer for the first 5 here to start the game.
Here's Porzingis with fast break chance. And yes, it's good.
Incredible hustle by Porzingis to get up the floor and capitalize.
Bridges against Holiday. Towns a screen on Holiday. Here's Bridges with the drive. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. I caught up with Coach Joe Mazzulla, and they're focused on limiting one of the best shooting bigs ever in Karl Anthony Towns. Now, Coach said earlier, Towns is a machine on the offensive end. They'll try to make Cat into a passer, get the ball out of his hands. See if they can accomplish that. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Now Bridges, after Jason Tatum missed on that last three-pointer. And Mikal Bridges with the three. Bridges has got 5.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray. Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
And that could be the spark they needed to make a little run as they try to even this thing up.
Bridges kicks to right. Bridges passes to right. Hart with the screen for right. Now here's Hart. And the Knicks hit again from deep.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
And RJ, the combination of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown winning a title together. Something else.
There was some small talk going around about breaking them up. Good thing for the Celtic front office, they kept them both. In their first 7 seasons as a duo, they have 5 trips to the conference finals. That is a ridiculous run.
Now, here's Hart. A wide open look here for Wright. And again, New York with the triple.
Yeah, there's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes now in the D.
Tatum finds White. Tatum a screen. White, good.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Hart with a screen on Holiday. Here's Bridges. It's hauled in by Porzingis. Celtics trail by 11. And it's Jason Tatum with the foul. That's his first foul.
And really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
15 seconds left in the first quarter. Bridges against Holiday. Bridges kicks to Towns. And not going to go. He misses the first attempt on the night. And so it's New York. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. They're shooting the ball so well in this one. A great... And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Knicks.
They've really been dialed in from deep. This is a team that has a ton of confidence in their outside shooting ability.
And also, guys, they're out-muscling their opponent. The points in the paint are piling up because of that aggressiveness.
The small and power forwards, the star pair of Brown and Tatum. Holiday in the backcourt. To his side is White. And it's Porzingis in at the 5. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Celtics. Holiday looking over the floor. White left side. Over right. Porzingis passes to White. The kick out to Tatum. The 3. The 3 is drilled by Tatum.
You can't give up these corner 3 balls to Tatum. That is a recipe for disaster.
Over the last few seasons, we've seen the resurgence of Porzingis. And Richard, it has been fun to watch.
Kevin, he's been effective on both sides of the ball. He's always been a good player, but his recent fit has really improved his play. Locking the arc down. Defense knows it's on them to scare off those shots.
And now we've got some time to check in from the sideline. You got for us, DA?
Kevin, thanks. Well, there's plenty of scorers on the Celtics, but Jason Tatum says, I'm going to get my shots. It's just about trusting the process. From experience, I understand that I'm good enough that I can relax and defer a little bit. Then in the 4th, I can score 20 in the quarter. Kevin? It sounds like he's figured it all out.
Thank you so much. You know, he can take over at any time, and it's fun to watch. DA, we thank you for that.
Take that, Holiday with the hammer.
And here's Bridges. He'll bring it up for the New York Knicks. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. And it's slammed in by Bridges.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, GA, the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
Yeah, you like the pick to set up the open shot. But when it leads to a dunk, okay, even better, you'll take it.
That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
It's exciting to watch Bridges' growth. His offense continues to expand.
Holiday, the pass to Brown. Some solid defense from Hart. Last game for the Celtics, it was a loss to the Knicks in New York. Hart with a screen on Tatum. Brown against Anunoby. Out to Bridges. Pass to Hart. 6 on the shot clock. Anunoby with the screen for Hart. Shoots over Brown. Hart, no good. Celtics trail by 13. Brown the pass to White. It's rebounded by Towns.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
And here is Anunoby. And pushing it up, here's Boston. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Mikal Bridges sticks one up.
And Holiday does not make things easy for defenders. He is very crafty.
And we see dunkers get technicals for hanging on the rim, slapping the backboard, or Richard even staring someone down. Should refs let that slide, or is that something they got to pay attention to?
I don't mind the hanging on the rim, the smack in the backcourt. I love that aggression. The staring people down, that's something you got to be careful with because that can cause some problems, and we don't want any of those issues on the court.
Basket counts.
Oh, I love how committed Holiday is. Even with the contact, he finds a way to capitalize.
For the Celtics, they come into this one following a loss to New York. Bridges dishes to Wright. Back to Bridges. Three-pointer. Rebound by the Celtics.
There's some defense for you. For someone who's as good at shooting the 3-ball as he is, you need a defender who's equally good at guarding against that.
Look, forget those long jumpers, Kristaps. Use that size. Rock the rim.
And Tom Thibodeau decides to call timeout. Wants to regroup and go over the strategy. The Knicks leading by 7. Right outside. .41 seconds left in the first half. Into the lane. And finished off by Wright.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
He's looking much more confident here in the second quarter as far as his scoring goes.
New York's gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Bridges shot. Good.
Bridges. Just look at those stats from Bridges, and he is feeling it.
Here's White. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Wright finds Bridges. And the foul on Drew Holiday. That's his first foul.
Personal foul. First team foul. Substitution on the court.
And here's Brunson outside. Mikal Bridges has been the guy making things happen for New York. He's been a major threat from three-point range. Got 2 of them to fall in that quarter. And now, thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
They haven't been close with some of these threes. Does the rim look like it's moving to them? I mean, seriously. It looks like it's multiple rims out there.
And now, not a bad. And that's a halftime.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. What a game we're seeing from Mikal Bridges.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
If they don't change their approach in the second half, let's just say his success will continue.
And New York, looking at who they've got. They've got P.J. Tucker. Robinson is out there with Precious Achiuwa. Then it's Jalen Brunson. And it's McBride in at the 2-guard spot. Here's Hauser. No good on the triple.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Celtics trail by 10. Down low. Craig, good. Craig's got the first points of the second half here for the Celtics.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Yeah, taking it right to the rim. One imagines that might be discussed at halftime. That's going to be on the film.
Here's Robinson, and it's Robinson with the jam.
And when he's on the floor, offensive rebounding is always going to be a strength for him.
Greg, he keeps so many possessions alive, doesn't he?
Yeah, you can feel Coach smiling on the sidelines with every offensive move.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Brunson kicks to Achua. Off target from three-point range. For Boston, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Here's Pritchard. Stolen by Robinson. Just over a minute and a half have passed here in the third quarter. Here's Brunson. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. GA, as you know, Jalen Brunson is a second-generation NBA player.
Yeah, his dad, Rick Brunson, was an 11-year vet who also played overseas and eventually settled in as a coach in this league. So Jalen grew up in those NBA locker rooms.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, the Celtics can beat you in a number of ways. Point guard Yoru Holiday said we can play small and big. We have great bench players who come in and change the game at any time and could start on other teams. And we have a hunger. Kevin, they're going to be a problem for a long time.
Agreed. Yeah, they are stacked, DA, for sure. Here's Hauser. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Yeah, way to play and attack mode and get to the line.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
And last year, excellent at the free throw line, just a shade under 90%.
No surprise there. He's about as automatic as it gets from the stripe. I hope I didn't jinx him.
Brunson with a clean look. Good on the three-point shot. Brunson's got 5.
And Brunson more than comfortable shooting the 3. And boy, is he efficient when he lets it fly.
Pritchard passes to Hauser. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Hauser's got 4 points this quarter.
I like the intention, the focus, finding a way to make it work inside.
Pass to Tucker. Now Robinson. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. And the Knicks lead by 9. Takes it inside. Here's Cornette. And he jams it with authority.
And he just punishes the D for falling asleep at the wheel.
A little disorganized that time, and the result 2 points in the loudest way possible.
Yeah, when you're not locked in on defense, they will make you pay with an easy finish there.
And Tucker kicks to Achua. Here's Robinson, and then Robinson slams it in.
He's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Insane dunk.
And now they're starting to rub it in. Build up a lead, and here we go, baby. It is showtime. Pritchard gets the bucket.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
The Knicks leading by 7. Brunson outside. Off target with his 3.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
This ball movement by Boston. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation.
All right, a chance to check out the stats for Jalen Brunson. He's coming off an excellent season. Put up about 28 points a game, 6 assists, and 3 rebounds. To have a scorer like him consistently deliver you points makes such a big difference for a team.
He's someone you can rely on to bring it on a nightly basis. When they need a basket, he's the guy they turn to.
Here's Hauser, defended by McBride. Hauser the pass to Horford. And there's the foul. It will go on P.J. Tucker. That's his first foul.
Personal foul. Second team foul.
There's 39 seconds left in the third quarter. Pass to Craig.
And they can thank Tucker for preventing that bucket. A tireless defender contests every shot he can.
Here's Achua. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Achua's got his first 3 points of the game.
And certainly they are not hesitating, letting it fly from deep here in the second half.
Here's McBride driving inside. Out to Brunson. And the Knicks hit again from deep.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
And you see this so much more nowadays in the NBA. Teams putting a large...
And so it's New York looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. What a night they've had in terms of their shooting. Everything dropping in for them. And we've got more in 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them. And what a beautiful feed.
Serving it up on a platter, that is a beautiful dish. And two teammates on the same page. Woo.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. And in the front court, Brown and Tatum. Holiday in the backcourt. To his side is White. And it's Porzingis in at the center position. That's who's in the game for the Celtics. Celtics trail by 13. Pass to White. Outside, Porzingis. Tatum down low. White's there. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Smart play by Tatum. Using the fake to get the contact.
And you watch Jason Tatum. Year to year, he is a model of consistency. Across the board, the numbers are pretty similar, and the effort never wanes.
Pass to Wright. The 3. New York, no good that time either. Boston shooting 47% from the floor. Getting it done. Stolen by Anunoby. Drops in the layup for 2. Anunoby has got the lead up to 14 now for the Knicks.
And when the score is as lopsided as it is, and you can see they smell blood in the water, my man is going for the jugular.
Outside Holiday. Down through the hoop it goes. That's his 5th make on 9 shots from the floor.
And as they're trailing in this game, they're trying to stay in it with the triple. They're shooting a lot more of them than they did in the first half.
Bridges. That's it. He's 7 for 12 now in the game.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Here's Holiday. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Mikal Bridges picks one up.
Talk about a guy who gives you everything. Drew Holiday is a coach's dream.
And so he makes both from the line. Here's Wright. Pass to Hart. Back to Wright. Hart with the screen for Wright. Driving to the basket. Misses from close range. Celtics trail by 11. Holiday finds Brown. Porzingis at the elbow. It's White on the wing. And White with the stuff.
He's a willing passer. Porzingis won't force his own thing very often.
New York's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Here's Wright, and oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. And the league clearly focused on making regular season games matter. Greg, you think more steps are coming?
Well, let's give the league credit because they've left no stone unturned. The play-in, the in-season tournament, the 65 games rule, all implemented with that in mind.
Just a professional pass from a great player. That's Drew Holiday.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
Right inside. White covering, and it's Wright missing. And so it's Holiday with it. They'll bring it up for the Boston Celtics. They've only given up 5 points here in the fourth quarter. And there's the foul. It's on Towns. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. Third team foul.
Holiday against Bridges. And Holiday kicks to Brown. The three from Tatum. It's rebounded by Towns. Towns has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Hart the pass to Anunoby. Some nice passing by New York here. Wright looking around. And Wright throws it down hard.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Well, great chemistry on display. He understood where to put the screen in order to free up his teammate.
Anunoby with the screen for Hart. And there's the foul. It's on Jaylen Brown. That's foul number 2 for him.
Second team foul.
Right outside. That ball is good for another field goal. His 6th. He is 6 for 9 on the stat sheet.
And there's no doubt about this one. Playing with a lot of confidence tonight. It's a statement victory for the Knicks.
The sheer volume of three-pointers was the deciding factor tonight, it seemed.
Yeah, they sink one and then do it again, and that strategy did work.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. And while there was some nice performances tonight, it definitely ended up being a solid outing for Josh Hart.
And what effort he had on the board, displaying some great fight, willing to battle down low.
.32 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Now, here's Bridges. 20 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Lets the three fly. The rebound by the Celtics. Intercepted. So no problem for New York as they get the win. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time GA this one was.
On paper, this looks like a lopsided matchup, but anything could happen in the NBA, Grant.
That is the truth. I mean, that's why they play the games. One guy gets hot, a team gets cold. That's all it takes to swing the entire outcome of a game.
And let's check Miami's starting lineup. They've got Alec Burks. He's out there with Andrew Wiggins, and it's Ware in at the 5. Here's Holiday, and Holiday powers it home.
And don't forget about Drew Holiday. He's got some ups, more than capable of getting up there to the rim.
Burks passes to Wiggins. Driving to the basket. Always a nice way to start. Makes his first one.
And setting the tempo with an assertive move. Like, where was the defense on that play?
Yeah, APB sent out to try to find out where the defense is. Inexcusable.
Here's Brown. Porzingis for 3. The rebound by Wiggins.
Yeah, you know, he usually makes you pay from that range.
Pass to Ware. Here's Highsmith. He's guarded by White. Highsmith passes to Burks. Got it. Burks has got 5 points.
That kind of looks like a predictable shot, one that they want. The defense has to prevent the ball from getting into that sweet spot.
Blocked! And that'll be Boston's ball as it goes out of bounds. Celtics able to keep possession here. First quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone by. White finds Porzingis. And here's Brown for 3. He buries it from 3.
Even when Brown's shooting quickly, he's not rushing. He takes his time with his release.
And Brent, the Heat always looking to compete year in, year out.
Well, for good reason. This team takes a lot of pride in giving themselves a chance every year. And the way the front office conducts their business is they believe they can put together the type of roster that is going to go out there and take care of things to put them in position to be successful.
Now here's Burks. 5 points in the game. Misses in close. The Celtics have gone 3 of 5 here in the opening quarter. Holiday taking his time here. Goes back up. Porzingis. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
Well, when Porzingis gets down on the inside, he's going to put a ton of pressure on the defense. You're not sure who you're going to guard him.
Both good from the line that time.
To have a big who's great at the line, such a plus.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
I was able to talk to Joe Mazzulla for a minute. Right away, he acknowledged they're facing one of the best defensive players in the league in Bam Adebayo. He told me Bam can do it all. He can protect the rim, he can defend in isolation, he can rebound. So we have to keep our composure, be aware of his presence, and not let him dictate what we do. All right, let's send it back to you guys.
Okay, thank you, Allie. Here's Highsmith. Pass to Adebayo. And counted from 19 feet away.
Well, the versatility of Adebayo, he can initiate and he can shoot off the catch.
Holiday from long range sends it home from three-point land. Holiday's got his second bucket on the night.
Wow, their opponent is doing a tremendous job spacing the floor.
Wiggins passes to Highsmith. And here's Adebayo. And they waste no time getting those 3 points back. Adebayo's got 5.
Too much to worry about with Bam when he's in the post and on the elbow making plays. And now he's making threes. Wow.
The kick out to White. Porzingis for 3. The rebound by Ware.
Give him a little credit. Take some guts to keep shooting if you're struggling this bad. It's getting a little bit ugly right now.
Pass to Highsmith. And he's going for the lob. White with the steal. And Brown with the stuff.
Brown taking on all challengers. This kind of fearless approach is what his teammates and coaches love seeing.
Adebayo, no good.
Man, that's his shot. Maybe he was too wide open.
White, the pass to Holiday. The kick to Tatum. Jacks up a three. And the shot is good on the assist by Holiday.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
Wiggins with a screen on Holiday. Burks passes to Wiggins. And again, no good by Miami. Boston leading by 6. Holiday from long range. Adebayo grabs the board. And here we go, the Heat fast break. Wiggins for 3. Again, the Heat misses. Pass to Porzingis. From behind the arc. No good on the buzzer beater. And so it's Boston leading by 6 as we wrap up the quarter. A 3. And for those of you just tuning in, second quarter action is where we are. All right, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Boston?
Well, we're in the era of the three-point basket. So if you want to win games in this league, you have to connect from deep, and they have been thus far.
Let's make sure that that selfish nerve doesn't get tapped, because right now there's great ball movement. They're setting each other up. Let's see if that maintains.
Tatum is the 4 with Porzingis at center. The perimeter pairing, it's White and Brown. And it's Holiday in at the point guard position. That's who's in the game for the Celtics.
Yeah, the way Tatum shares the ball really completes his package.
Now here's Burks. It's Wiggins on the wing. Beyond the arc. And Adebayo, the bucket on the assist by Wiggins. Adebayo's got 8.
Anything you can do, I can do better. That one felt a little personal right there.
Yeah, again, you can't take this too far to make it too selfish, but that exchange, that's fun to watch.
I like putting Brown into that two-man action.
Heat trail by 8. Outside Burks. Pass to Adebayo. And a nice finish on the layup. Adebayo's got 5 points now this quarter.
That's just tremendous scoring instinct. So fun to watch him work in the half court.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Jaylen Brown is playing with so much confidence. He said, quote, "I feel like I'm a different player. My body has changed. Athletically, I'm entering my prime. I'm more aware on defense and offense. I feel like on both sides of the ball, I'm playing the best basketball of my life."
Well, it shows, Allie, for sure.
This is how you execute in transition, getting all the way to the cup.
Yeah, swing finishes like that, you see everybody get up. Look at the guys on the bench. They're fired up.
Now approaching 2 minutes of action here in the second. Wow, potent offense. It's been fun to watch.
Just aggressive and effective, taking it right to the defense.
How agile was Wiggins on that drive, just threading the needle and got right to his shot.
And so Holiday will bring it up for the Celtics. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Home court didn't seem to help last time they met. We'll see if it makes a difference this time.
Last time, free throw shooting was their kryptonite. Just could not keep pace.
Burks against White. Now here's Wiggins. Defense right on him. Adebayo up top. Can't tie it up. That one misses. Boston has gone 5 of 10 from beyond the three-point line in this game. At 6'9", Bam Adebayo is on the shorter side of centers. Yet he is elite defensively, Grant.
He's been top 5 in Defensive Player of the Year voting a bunch of times. Bam has an incredible motor, a great IQ, and he's a switchable big. That's huge in today's game.
Pass to Adebayo. Wiggins outside. Adebayo a screen on White. 5 to shoot. A good look from Wiggins. Boston pulls it in.
I saw a green light there. He's not going to get away with that kind of lapse all that often here tonight.
Oh, how about the pass here from Tatum? Great at involving his teammates.
Adebayo, a screen on Holiday. Burks finds Adebayo. Back to Burks. Miami, no good that time either. Boston leading by 7. Here's Brown. On the break, Jaylen Brown.
This small advantage is starting to snowball.
Yeah, this team is looking to add to the lead, trying to put the other team away, and threatening here.
They set a pick. Highsmith passes to Wiggins. Gets the 3 ball to go. Wiggins has got 7 points.
Well, if Wiggins hits these 3-point balls at a high clip, he'll become a much better player and more dangerous for this offense.
Holiday from long range. The rebound by Ware. Heat trail by 6. Wiggins with it. Picked up by Tatum. Burks a screen on White. Highsmith passes to Wiggins. Floats one up. Tatum with some nice D.
Oh, love the intensity in which they're hitting the boards.
Here's White. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right iron. White's got 10 points in the quarter.
He's really become a better all-around player. Brown's passing continues to evolve. Nice find.
Wiggins from long range. Wiggins with another miss. 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. White for 3. Adebayo grabs the board. The Heat have gone 5 of 10 in the second quarter. 16 seconds left in the second quarter. Pass to Ware. From deep. And again, no good by Miami. Here's Porzingis. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Derek White getting it done for Boston. He put together 10 points in the quarter. Well, now, Allie, as always, thank you. We'll be back right after the break for the third quarter here on 2K Sports.
When I look at Miami, you really get to see what they're made of after your hard work in the offseason.
Yeah, you have big...
And now let's check out the game at hand. It was a solid first half effort for the Celtics.
This has been a weight room.
Thanks for tuning in.
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. How about Derek White really making a difference here?
Can they come up with an answer for him coming out of the half? They have to change something defensively.
They're just way too easy out there, and I'm sure coach is going to make that a priority at halftime.
Setting the floor for Miami. Terry Rozier is out there with Duncan Robinson. Then it's Jaime Jaquez. Then there's Kevin Love. And it's Jovic in at the 4. And the 3-pointer goes. Well, Brent, there's some players who never stop talking trash on the court. Was that distracting to you?
Not really, B.A. That's kind of the fun part of the game when somebody's trying to get under your skin a little bit. If it's not just playing defense and it comes with a little chit-chat, it sometimes draws your attention and makes you focus a little bit more.
Dunks it hard with one hand. Wow, he makes it look easy.
And a vicious slam by Rozier, really sticking it to them.
Cornette sets a screen. Here's Hauser. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. It's going to be on Kevin Love.
Heady play to stop that easy layup right there. I mean, make him earn it at the line.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
At this point, you might as well go ahead and chalk up the points when he's at the free throw line. Pretty much automatic.
Here's Rozier. Uses the glass on the layup. Rozier's got his 2nd bucket of the night.
Well, the talk at halftime must have been a good one. Right now, 3 straight buckets to start the quarter.
Here's Pritchard. The ball's knocked loose. Stolen by Rozier. 90 seconds into the second half now. Right wing. Here's Jovic. Still no points. And the layup is good off the glass.
Well, I'm not sure what the coach said at halftime, but whatever it did, it's lit a fire. They're now 4 of 4 from the field to start their offense here in the second half.
Three-pointer. Miami grabs the miss. Rozier, left side. Yep, that one goes. Rozier's got 6 here in the quarter.
And what I love about Rozier is his fearlessness as a scorer. Inside, outside, in between, it doesn't matter.
Knocked loose. It's stolen by Love. And here we go, the Heat fast break.
They're making smart adjustments, setting guys up for success.
The possession just way more efficient, I think, here tonight, taking smarter, better shots, moving the ball around. That's helped them to get back in the ballgame.
Again, the miss by the Celtics. Miami with the ball. They're on a 13-5 run. Here's Jaquez. Outside for Rozier. There's the drive. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up.
So fast when he's driving to the rim. Once Rozier gets a step on you, you have to foul.
Both free throws good from Rozier. Boston's got 2 of 4 threes to fall here in this third quarter. Out to the right wing. Here's Hauser. Robinson defending. Lets it go from deep. Connects from downtown. Hauser's got 8 points.
Lackluster defense, showing no desire to chase shooters off that line.
Rozier outside. Laid it in with a nice touch off the window. 10 points for him.
This is a one-man show right now. He's on a mission to get him out of this hole.
Hauser passes to Horford. Here's Pritchard. Horford, a screen on Rozier. And Pritchard, here we go. And the shot goes down. Pritchard's got 5 points now this quarter.
Great timing and coordination. Lays it in coming off that pick.
There's a screen. And a big finish by Robinson.
How about Duncan rising up there, showing he's got the ability to throw it down.
Cornette passes to Craig. Here's Pritchard. Outside Craig. Back to Pritchard. Fires the 3. And again, Boston with the triple.
Well, that basket must be widening out right now. He's making almost every shot he's putting up this quarter.
And he gets that one.
Yeah, their defense is starting to wear down. That's 3 straight buckets at the rim.
Celtics lead by 3. 29 seconds left in the third. Here's Pritchard. Off the mark there with a 3. Miami has gone 5 of 12 from three-point range tonight. Rozier outside. And he makes no mistake. Slam dunk.
And no wonder they call him Scary Terry. That's a bad man.
And this will be a second trip to the free throw line. That one drops. He ties it up. 11 seconds left in the third quarter here. Holiday from long range hits the trifecta. Holiday's got 8.
Their strategy has been pretty simple here in the second half. Attack from three-point range.
Maybe trying to find a little bit more space and ball movement to get guys open at the three-point line.
And once he gets to the rim, it's fairly automatic.
Nothing fancy right there. Just takes his 2 points, moves on. That takes us to the end of the third quarter. What a game. Neither team giving ground. It's the...
Trust it. Good to great. Good.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far. With this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. Miami shooting great, 62% for the field and continuing to get it done. The 2 J's, Brown at the 3 and Tatum at the 4. Holiday at the 1 with White at the 2. And it's Porzingis in at the 5. That's who's in the game for the Celtics. And that one falls. That puts him up 1 point in the game now. And so Holiday will bring it up for Boston. And Holiday powers it home.
Get up there, young fella. Sometimes as a point guard, you got to take it yourself.
Well, it's okay to be selfish when you can flush it like that.
Well, if he's calling his own number, there's a reason for it. They respect the decision-making from him out there.
And force-feeding the ball inside. I mean, no reason to go away from what's working.
And for the Celtics, they're shooting 56% today. Holiday against Burks. And the basket by Holiday. Holiday's got 4 points now in the quarter.
His shooting has been fantastic, and this team has leaned on him.
Here's Wiggins. Oh, Andrew Wiggins taking flight.
And how about the acrobatics from Andrew Wiggins? Way up that time.
So it's Boston now. It's a 1-point game. Holiday from long range. Highsmith grabs the board. Miami has gone 5 of 12 from three-point range tonight. Here's Wiggins. They grab their own miss. Back to Burks. And he lobs it up to the rim. And he jams it home with authority.
Quick into the air. Andrew Wiggins up and throws it down.
Burks against Holiday to the middle. Oh, my goodness! Jaylen Brown takes one out of the rafters.
I love seeing players connect like this. Brown excels at knowing when to go for alley-oops.
Adebayo, that's good.
No, just an easy reverse for him. He has nice feel and touch around the bucket.
Holiday passes to White. Rebound Miami. Ware's got his 4th rebound in this one. Shoots over White. Yep, it finally drops after rolling around the rim. Now it's a 5-point Miami lead.
Oh, what great action we've seen tonight. Hard to imagine a more entertaining game.
No, this is about as high-octane a game as you're going to find.
And he makes it.
And sometimes you forget how long Tatum is, and he's terrific at using this to his advantage inside.
Burks with it, picked up by Tatum. Adebayo from long range. The rebound by Jason Tatum. Tatum's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Here's Holiday. No good there. Excellent D there from Wiggins. Miami leading by 3. Down low. Brown with the steal. And here we go. The Celtics on the run. Holiday from long range. Rebound by the Heat. Ware's got rebound number 5 here tonight. There's a minute 59 left in the 4th quarter here. Wiggins against Holiday. Oh, blows the alley-oop jam. Boston has gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the 4th quarter. Again, the miss by Boston. And here's Burks. Wiggins with a screen on White. Burks passes to Wiggins. Here's Wiggins to the hole, and that one is stuffed right through.
And Wiggins committed to help the team out offensively. Big shot.
Celtics trail by 5. Outside White. That one falls. Nice feed that time from Holiday.
Cool, calm, and collected at a critical juncture in this game.
Holiday from long range. Rebound Miami.
Just terrible defense. I don't know how he missed that shot.
Here's Highsmith, defended by Brown. Wiggins outside, down to 5 on the shot clock. And he buries it.
There is absolutely no fear in his eyes. He loves the moment.
Love seeing that there. A huge possession, and he nets it.
Holiday with the ball. Now Burks defending. Fast break. Here come the Heat. And Wiggins swoops in for the score.
And Wiggins stepping up in a big moment. That's huge for this ball club.
And not a moment to lose on this possession.
Time is not on their side right now. They're aware.
And knocks down the 3.
When this team needs a bucket, it naturally looks for Jason Tatum, and he typically comes through.
And I think we'll see him milk the clock a bit.
Yeah, seems like the heady move right now.
Adebayo sets a screen. A deep three. Oh, wow. Drew the contact, and that three almost went in. So he'll go to the line for 3 free throws. It's on Drew Holiday. He makes the second free throw, and that gives him a 4-point cushion. And so he's able to pick up 2 of 3 from the line. And it's a 5-point game. White looking it over. Fires the 3 and connects from downtown.
Just incredible. I mean, he's really making it rain out there, knocking them down one after another.
Kind of like he's in his living room right now. He's found a comfort zone. Once he gets that, the defense knows they're in trouble.
So it's the Heat taking the W at a close one. With the late victory, they upset plenty of these home